Welcome to my show. Come freely, go safely, and leave something of the happiness you bring. Please silence yourself and any objects you may have, and any brave flights you may produce are unwelcome. Let me caution you on one thing farther. If you find yourself sitting by an aisle, beware. Bad things come to those who scrawl unwisely. Enjoy the show.
A series of documents came into my hands while consulting upon the saddest of medical cases. These diaries, journal entries, newspaper articles, and letters of dear friends one to another have here been placed in order to reveal a story so totally at variance with the possibilities of contemporary belief as to appear the ravings of madmen. We offer no proofs. We ask none to believe us. You have only my word before God that what follows is pure and simple fact. Jonathan Harker's Journal, 3rd of May, 1892.
Left Munich at 8:45 p.m. on May 1st, arriving in Vienna early next morning, and on to Budapest, which seemed a wonderful place from the glimpse I got from the train. I had the impression we were leaving the West and entering the East as we crossed that splendid bridge over the Danube.
Letter from Miss Nina Murray to Miss Lucy Westenra.
Forgive my wandering writing. While Jonathan is away in Pennsylvania, I've been hard at work at my studies of stenography and typing. But tell me all the news. I hear rumors of a tall, handsome man.
Letter from Miss Lucy Westenra to Nina Murray.
Thanks, and thanks again for your sweet letter. Yes, there is someone. In fact, my dear, it never rains but it pours. Here I am with 2 proposals. Isn't it terrible? Oh, Nina, I feel so awful and so wonderful. I've had to let down one of the fellows dreadfully. Come visit me at Whitby, please. Oh, Nina, I'm so confused.
Letter, Arthur Homewood to Dr. John Seward.
Jack, you are my oldest friend. I hope this will not come between us. Remember that time we were caught in that freak storm in the Highlands? Let that be the mark of our friendship, not the slightest. I would call on you immediately, but I must stay with Father, who remains perilously ill.
The diary of Dr. John Seward.
Ebb tide in appetite today. Cannot eat, cannot rest. Since my rebuff as of yesterday, nothing in the world seems worth the doing. The only cure is work. I've thrown myself into the study of one patient, Mr. R.M. Renfield, age 59, sanguine temperament, morbidly excited, periods of gloom, and potentially dangerous to himself and or others. His uniqueness manifests itself in a way I've never previously encountered. He desires to absorb as many lives as possible, and he set himself out to do so in a cumulative manner. He fed many flies to one spider, and many spiders to one bird, which he proceeded to eat. I have called him Zoophagous, life-eating maniac. If only I had a desire to work as my poor, mad friend.
I know the secret, Doctor. The Master is coming, and I know the secret. The blood is the life. The blood is the life. The blood is the life.
Take this, or please.
Ah, here's the coachman. I really must go.
Take this, please. Where, please?
All right, yes, thank you. But please, tell me, what are they saying?
Bird dog means Satan. He was to protect you from the evil one.
The evil one?
Well, that me vampire.
coach plunged into the night, climbing steadily into Gorgo Pass. The Carpathians towered above us, granting an endless perspective of pointed rock and crag. After what must have been several hours, the rolling clouds that had obscured the moon suddenly passed, revealing the approach to a vast ruined castle, from whose windows came no ray of light, and whose broken battlements traced a jagged line across the sky.
Welcome to my house, Mr. Harker. Enter freely and of your own will.
Count Dracula.
I am Dracula, and I bid you welcome to my house. Come freely, go safely, and leave something of the happiness you bring. Be not afraid. There is reason that all things are as they are, and did you see with my eyes and know with my knowledge, you would understand. Come in. The night air is chill, and you must need to eat and rest. I pray you be seated and sup how you please. You will, I hope, excuse me that I do not join you, for I have dined already.
Thank you, Count. My employer, Mr. Hopkins, extends his regrets that he cannot join you personally.
I am sure that you will serve my purposes. But come, sit. Sample the wine of my country, Harker, Jonathan. You must forgive me. I fall into my people's habits and use the patronymic first. Jonathan Harker, I do not speak your English well.
But, Count, your English is excellent.
Learned from books, I am afraid. Through them I have come to know your London. I long to pass through its streets teeming with life. But come, tell me of England and of the house you have purchased for me.
Yes, of course. Here you are. The estate is called Carfax. It is about 20 acres surrounded by a solid stone wall. The house itself is very large, and parts of it date back to the Middle Ages. The most recent additions from Cromwell's time, I believe.
A great man, a man of strength.
There is only one neighboring house, a private lunatic asylum. Oh, it is not visible from the grounds. The oldest parts of the house are encased in immensely thick stone and contains an ancient underground chapel.
I am glad that it is old. I myself am of an old family. A house cannot be made habitable in a day, and how few days go to make up a century. I rejoice also that there is a chapel of olden times. Those of my line love not to think that our bones may be among the common dead.
I am afraid it is somewhat desolate and gloomy.
I seek not gaiety, and my heart, through weary years of mourning over the dead, is not accustomed to mirth. The walls of my castle are broken, the shadows are many, and the wind breathes cold through the casements. I love the shadow, and would be alone with my thoughts when I may. Listen, the children of the night, what music they make. To England.
To England! Why do you wish to go to London, Count?
It shall make me feel young again. But my friend, Jonathan Harker, I've been preparing for this journey for many years. Now, you must tell me everything.
The Count proceeded to question me on every conceivable subject. It was getting to be very late indeed, but I said nothing, for I felt under obligation to meet my host's wishes. I was tired from my journey, and could not help but feel a strange chill at the ebb and flow of the night.
Ah, why, here is the morning. How remiss I am. You must make your conversation less interesting. You are tired. The bedroom is ready, and tomorrow you shall sleep as late as you please. I must be away until the evening.
I'm looking forward to exploring the castle and its grounds. May I?
You may go anywhere in the house where the doors are not locked. Oh, where, of course, you would not wish to go. Good night, Mr. Harker.
The view from my rooms is magnificent, but I'm not at heart to describe it. For when I tried to explore the castle, all I could find were doors everywhere, all locked and bolted. We've repeated this routine for more than 2 weeks. The Count, questioning me until dawn as to the manners and mores of the English. This strange night existence begins to tell. If only there were anyone else to talk with, but there is no one. Only the Count. But let me be prosaic as far as the facts. During the day, I sleep as the dead and do not awake until the sun is setting over the mountains the following evening. When I went to make my toilet, I could find no mirror with which to shave, so I've taken to hanging a small shaving glass from my kit near the window.
Good evening.
Good morning. Evening. I didn't see you come in.
You have cut yourself. Take care how you draw blood. It is more dangerous than you would think in this country. And this is the wretched thing that has done the mischief. It is a foul bauble of man's vanity. Your dinner is laid out in the next room. I must be away tonight on other business.
Count Dracula, I need to make my return to England shortly.
Friend Jonathan, you come to me as an agent of my solicitor, so that by our talking I may come to know your England. You must remain here a little while longer.
But my fiancé is expecting my immediate return.
Ah, how charming. Nonetheless, you shall remain. Perhaps you would care to write your fiancé a letter?
Yes, of course.
The posts here are few and uncertain. You will now write 3 letters, please. One dated June 12th, that your work here is done and you shall begin your journey home in a few days. One dated June 19th, that you have reached Bistritza, and one dated June 29th, that you have been trained for Budapest.
But that's absurd.
We are in Transylvania. And Transylvania is not England. Let me advise you, my dear young friend, it would be unwise to attempt to leave my company before our business is complete.
Am I to be a prisoner?
Offend not my hospitality, Mr. Harker. Mine is a strange land. There are many dangers for those such as you who would seek to leave my protection.
As you wish.
It shall be for the best. Let me caution you on one farther thing. Should you leave this room or the next, you will not find yourself going to sleep in any other part of the castle.
Sleep? Why would I?
Sleep is a strange thing, Mr. Harker. take many forms and serves many purposes. It comes naturally in a house such as mine that is old and has many memories. And there are bad dreams for those who sleep unwisely.
I know now the span of my life, God help me. At once I began to search the castle. As before, doors everywhere, all locked and bolted. I ran up a flight of stairs up to the highest tower. The only window was to the south, where the castle sat on the edge of a terrible precipice, a sheer drop of 1,000 feet. As I leaned from the window, the wild crags of the Carpathians arrayed before me in the bloodless light of a full moon. A chill, like an icy finger on the back of my neck, caused me to turn around and look up, and there, crawling on the side of the tower wall, what manner of man is this? Or what manner of creature in the semblance of a man? My only hope of sanity is to try to record all that I can.
Yes, I too can love. You yourselves know it from the past. Is it not so? I promise you, when I am done with him, I shall give him to you to do what you will. Have patience. Tomorrow he is yours.
Are we to have nothing tonight?
God preserve me, great God, merciful God, let me be called for out of that way like madness indeed. In the terrible light of a gray dawn, May 30th, 1892, I vainly watched as a band of Transylvanian peasants loaded 50 great wooden boxes onto their crude wheeled handcarts, through the gates of the castle and up toward the crest of the Borgo Pass. It is clear the Count intends to go to London with its millions of souls, and I am to be left. I must attempt to scale the castle wall. God preserve me, the precipice is high. Should I fall, at least at its foot a man may sleep as a man.
Good morning.
I traveled to the seaside resort at Whitby's Day to visit Lucy on holiday while Jonathan is abroad. Straightway, she brought me to the most beautiful spot, a little stone bench high above the harbor in the town.
You and Captain Swales go on ahead, woman. We'll sit here.
Lucy, tell me.
Do you know Jack Stewart?
The doctor.
Yes. He gave compliment to me the other day. He was so nervous, he almost made me sit on his lap. He told me how much he cared for me. He asked if I thought in time I could love him. And when I shook my head, his hands found me, he asked if I cared for someone else already. When I answered, he took both my hands of his and said if I ever needed a friend, I could count on him as one of my friends. Oh, Nina, it isn't a happy thing to see a poor fellow whom you know loves you honestly, passing quite out of your life.
But Lucy, who's the other?
Arthur Holmwood.
Or Godalming's son.
Yes. He is wonderful. He absolutely swept me away. I do love him. I know I do. But I feel so... I'm very confused, you know. One minute I'm laughing, next I'm crying. I can't sleep at night, you know. And when I do, I have these dreams.
What sort of dreams?
About last night, Nina, they were so thick and oppressive, it felt like a hand pressing me down into the bed.
Lucy, I don't know what to say.
But Arthur and I are to be married in autumn, and that, as they say, is that. You will be my maid of honor.
Oh, Lucy. Matron of honor by then, I hope. Captain, is that ship in danger?
I can't make her out. The rustling on the look of her. She's knocking about, clear as way. That be one devil of a storm putting in behind her.
The Whitby Daily Telegraph, 8th of August, 1892.
The most strange and sudden storms on record has just been experienced here today. The day started off unusually fine until the afternoon, when the wind died down, leaving the dead calmness and sultry heat that predicts a storm.
The only noticeable vessel on the water was a foreign schooner, with all of her sails idly flapping as she rolls out from the undulating swell of the sea.
Then, with a rapidity that seemed incredible,
The tempest broke.
most strange, however, was that this savage storm seemed to be centered upon the foreign vessel that was now wallowing in the mouth of the harbor.
She's headed right for the reef.
And look, she's come on the bend. And against the wind. How the devil did she do that?
Oh my God! Oh, Nina, look!
She's coming to ground herself beneath the east cliff.
There she comes. She's grounded. What's that? She's not at all.
Good Lord, did you see that leap? That's no dog, that's a wolf.
Oh, Nina! It looks right at me! Oh my God! Nina, did you see that? It looks right at me!
On the Corsi, a local constabulary, the correspondent was permitted to board the vessel. There's not a living soul aboard except the dead body of one poor sailor, strapped to the wheel, his throat torn open as if by some animal. The schooner is a Russian from Varna, called the Meter. She has a small cargo, a number of large wooden boxes filled with earth.
August. Strange and sudden change in Renfield last evening. He was normally quiet and respectful during our meetings, but tonight...
I don't want to talk to you. You don't count now. The master is at hand.
The master, Renfield. You mean the resurrection of our Lord?
Oh, doctor, all your learning, there is so little you know.
Tell me, Renfield. I wish to know.
Doctor, does your God mind the fall of a sparrow?
I believe he does.
And of a spider or a fly?
What is your book, Renfield?
My accounts.
Accounts.
We defy augury. There's a special providence in the fall of a sparrow. If God minds the fall of a sparrow, then why would he not spare me?
God's goodness encompasses all creatures. May I see your book?
Here, it doesn't matter. Master's coming.
There are many numbers here. What do they all mean?
It doesn't matter. The master is coming. Now I can wait.
Wait for what, Renfield? Do these have anything to do with your spiders, your flies?
I'll do them all. I don't care a penny for them now.
Not for spiders.
The bride maidens rejoice, the eyes that await the coming of the bride. When the bridegroom draweth nigh, then the maidens shine not for the eyes that are filled.
I'm afraid I don't understand this. Can you explain it to me?
There's very little you understand, Doctor.
Would you like more sugar for your flies?
I told you not now! I need to be patient for the master.
Perhaps we ought to say good night. We don't seem to be getting anywhere.
No, the columns on the left represent fly lives, on the right, spider lives. Each day, greater lives. Great life, small lives added to the greater life of the Doctor. Each day is when I lose life. Fly lives, spider lives, they are not enough to stem the greater flow of my life. They add but seconds. But now the master is at hand. I will serve him, and he will reward me with even greater lives.
We all must die, Frederick.
All. Surely not all. Do you read scripture, Doctor?
Yes.
He who believeth in me shall have eternal life.
Yes, but that is in regards to the spirit.
I mean real life, fully blooded life. No. I need to be patient. I must be patient. I'd like to go back to my room now, Doctor, please.
Yes.
Doctor, might I ask a very great favor of you?
What is it?
I'd like a kitten, a sleek, playful kitten that I can teach, play with, and feed, and feed, and feed.
A kitten? Why not a cat?
Oh, yes, I would like a cat. I only asked for a kitten, lest you should refuse me a cat. No one would refuse a poor madman a kitten, would they?
I'll think on it.
Please, Doctor, I should be so grateful.
I said I'll think on it.
August. Nothing still from Jonathan since that strange final note from Mistress. I'm dreadfully afraid something has happened to him. I've not had much rest lately. Lucy has taken up her old habit of sleepwalking, and Miss Westenra has asked me to stay up with her as she's afraid she might do herself some sort of harm throughout this nocturnal preambulation. Arthur is coming to visit shortly. Lucy is counting the moments until she can show him that seat on the churchyard cliff. I'm so tired. So tired.
Come. Come to me, my love. I am the blood. I am the life. I am eternity. Come.
Lucy, my God! How did you get all the way out here? Here, it must be freezing. Let me get my shawl around you. How did you manage to... Oh, Lucy, what's it? Oh, I'm sorry I must have pricked you with the pin of the flask. Here, now, come on. Let me get you back to bed.
Please, Amina. Please, you won't tell me. You won't tell Arthur. Please, you won't tell.
Of course not. You had a terrible dream. That is all. Now let me get you back to bed.
The eyes again. Red eyes. Wolf's eyes.
Jack, I must speak with you.
Yes,
You are my oldest friend, and I need your help.
of course you know I do anything.
I'm afraid it's Lucy.
Ah,
I know you still love her, but she had to choose between us, Jack. But I'm asking you to do me this one favor.
what is it that you want?
I want you to see her. She's ill. The local doctors don't have an idea as to the cause, but she looks awful and it's getting worse every day. I know this must be painful for you, but for her sake, and for the sake of our old friendship, will you see her?
I'm sure there would be doctors who are quite competent.
Jack, the thing is I can't be there as I should. My father is terribly ill and all that's left of the family. I just know if you could see her, you could help her. You're my oldest friend. Please.
Of course. Did you ever done it?
19th August. At last, news of Jonathan. I received a letter from the hospital of St. Joseph and St. Mary in Budapest, informing me that Jonathan has been under their care for nearly 6 weeks, suffering from some sort of brain fever. I was leaving the morning and I shall bring him home. I feel awful leaving Lucy. I went for a walk on the cliffs last night, and when I returned, I saw her asleep at the open window, but with the strangest aspect, almost as if she were waiting for someone. She looked so haggard and worn. But I must leave in the morning. My journey is mapped and my luggage is ready.
My dear friend, you won't like what I have to tell you.
What is it?
I have seen to Lucy. I cannot find any functional disturbance or malady.
But surely.
That is to say, I am in no means satisfied with her appearance. I would have judged her anemic, but her blood shows a true vigorousness to it.
But what about those dreams she speaks of, the sleepwalking?
I don't know, Oliver. I simply do not know. Good God, what are we going to do? I have called upon my old friend and professor, Dr. Abra Van Helsing. She knows more about obscure diseases than anyone else in the world. Not only is she a physical doctor, but a metaphysician and philosopher. She has the most indomitable spirit and the kindliest heart that beats.
Ah, my dear young miss, I have the so great pleasure to meet you because you are so beloved. They told me you were a trifle pale. You are beautiful.
I'm fine, Dr. Van Helsing, absolutely fine. You used to worry about me like old women.
Well, I know nothing of your charming fiancé, Mr. Holmwood. This one, a brilliant student once, now perhaps an excellent doctor, but he knows nothing of the young ladies. Sit up now, I must listen to you then. No, all he thinks of is the work. No eye for the young ladies, or he could not still be single. Ah, I have misspoke.
No, doctor, you are quite right.
So, young miss, you're weak.
I have difficulty sleeping. My dreams are very full, but my father was a sleepwalker as well, Mama tells me.
You walk in your dreams. You do not stray far at all.
No, of course not. Once I awoke on the cliffs, but Lamina, it's nothing.
Most assuredly, nothing at all. Dreams are such strange windows into the mind. Now, Miss Lucy, forgive me, but I wish to feel the glands in your throat.
No,
Just for a moment.
I
Would you mind
can't.
to remove the scarf?
I can't, I mustn't.
It is lovely, but we must now remove it.
It's all right, Lucy, darling.
There now. That's not so bad. The glands feel quite normal. My God!
What is it?
Doctor, is there something wrong?
Nothing, my young friends. Miss Lucy, you have 2 small punctual wounds on your throat here. Do you know where you got them?
Lamina pierced me with the thin of the class when she was fastening my shawl. It was an accident.
Ah. John, come look. I want you to see this. Take your hand away now, miss.
Doesn't appear to be much.
No, it doesn't appear to be much. Now, Miss Lucy, this accident with the class, where did it happen?
On the cliffs.
The cliff?
Yes, the cliffs above the harbor. There's a lovely spot in the churchyard where Lucy enjoys sitting. Isn't that what you mean, darling?
Ah, and when did this happen?
I can't remember.
Of course you can.
I don't want to.
You must. You will tell me, yeah.
See here.
I'm sorry, but I must know this if I'm to be of help. Now, please, you will tell me, yeah?
I suppose I must have been sleepwalking again.
Come. Come to me, my love. I am the blood. I am the life. I am eternity.
I was in my bed.
Come.
I wasn't quite
Oh.
dreaming, but for some reason, I wanted terribly to be in the churchyard on the cliff. As I was passing through the street, the entire town seemed to be filled with
My
dogs,
dear.
all howling at once. And this kind of
Blood
mist
is
almost
life.
pulls me along.
I am
Something in around my
blood.
face, saying,
I
faint,
am
long and
life.
dark red eyes. I'm sinking now into deep, green
I
water.
am
You can hear
eternity.
singing, women singing. And my soul seems to float free from my body. And I'm looking down on this. And all of a sudden, this agonizing shudder passes right through the center of me.
Lucy, oh my God, Lucy!
Ah, Miss Lucy, I'm sorry to have made you to do this, but it is good to let such things pass through us by the telling of them. I leave you now in the good care of Mr. Holman. Jack, you and I will step into the next room, yes?
Well,
I can find no functional cause of this illness. With you, I agree, she is in no way anemic. But there is cause. There is always cause. She is a lovely girl. She means something more to you than a patient?
she did. It is past.
I see. I'm sorry. And what did you think of the marks on her throat?
2 small puncture wounds over the external jugular vein. Edges white, somewhat jagged. Not wholesome, but certainly not malicious. It seems quite impossible so much blood could be lost from such a small spot. Her nightgown would have been drenched.
Quite impossible?
Well, yes.
And John, you have a good mind. You may one day be a good doctor when you come to realize there are more things in heaven and earth than can be dreamt of in your philosophy.
I have a madman in my care who quotes Hamlet as well.
Perhaps you should pay more attention to him. I must return to Amsterdam tonight.
Amsterdam? You're leaving already?
I know, but there are books and documents there. I must write to an old friend, Professor Sisgani in Budapest. I will send you certain flowers.
Flowers? I thought you were here to help Lucy, to help me.
Of course I know. This young girl is dear to you, I know, and in so short time she becomes dear to me as well. I will send you these medicinal flowers. The aroma may help. You must lay them out over her window and in a garland around her neck. Until these arrive, you or Arthur must stay with her all the night. You must not sleep. I shall be back as soon as possible, and then we may begin.
Begin.
We shall see. Remember, she is your charge. If you leave her and harm befall, you shall not sleep easy hereafter.
I'm beginning to wonder if my time around the insane is starting to wear on my own mind. Nonetheless, we followed Van Helsing's instructions to the letter, Arthur or I staying up with Lucy every night, until the lack of sleep began to wear on us.
The eyes again, it's always those eyes.
Is there something wrong, darling?
I can't breathe. I can't catch my breath.
It's all right, darling. I'm here now. Just try to get to sleep.
It only brings the horror.
The horror, I'm here now. Just try to go to sleep.
Oh, Arthur, you know that feeling as you're going over to sleep and you feel as though you're falling?
Yes?
I have that same feeling, only I don't make the sudden start. I just keep falling and falling until my soul falls away from me. I could really, truly sleep.
September. A week has passed. The arrival of Van Helsing's flowers quite confounded us. They are nothing more than common garlic. We followed her instructions, though, and Lucy's young vivacity seems to be returning to me. There's even a pinch of color in her cheeks. I received a telegram from Van Helsing this morning to meet her at the train station. I departed immediately, met with her, and we headed straight for Whitby. There, we found Arthur departing in his carriage, as we departed on ours.
Dr. Van Helsing, you're back.
Good God, man, what are you doing? Weren't you with Miss Lucy last night?
I was called away. My father's on his deathbed, but we followed your instructions to the letter, and Mrs. Vicenna's secretary.
Like I told you, her life seems to be returning.
Good morning, Dr. Van Helsing. So good to see you back.
Yes, delighted, but Miss Lucy.
You will be pleased to know that she is much improved. The dear child is still asleep.
So my treatment is working.
Yes, and I've done my little part myself.
How do you mean, Mrs. Westenra?
Well, I looked in on Lucy last night while she was sleeping, and she began to thrash about so and kept pouring out those awful flowers around her neck, so I cleared them all away and opened the window. And immediately she began to relax and sleep easy. You will be pleased with it, Doctor. I am sure. Good day.
Thank God. It is as I expected. There is no time to lose.
Lucy, doctor, she's ice cold.
She will die for sheer want of blood. There must be a transfusion at once. Jack, do you know?
Arthur matches.
Mr. Homewood, you are the fiancé of our dear Miss Lucy. She's very, very bad. You ought to help her.
If only you knew how gladly I would die for her.
Only to sit down beside her shall be sufficient. The ghastly paraphernalia of beneficial trade. John, you prepare him as I do Miss Lucy. We will sedate her mildly. She must not wake during the proceedings.
Make a fist. Yes, just like that.
Now, we can only wait. There. No.
Hold the loot. How do you feel? I'll be fine, thanks.
You stay with her, Arthur. John and I must consult. She will sleep for a good long while now, I think.
Jack, thank you.
What's happening to me?
It'll be all right, Lucy, darling.
What's that on your arm?
I gave you blood.
Oh, Arthur.
Lucy, I know it must sound strange, but as I sat there, watching my blood transfer into your veins, I felt as if we were truly married at that moment.
Oh, Arthur. I wish we were. For real. Right now. Will you always love me?
Of course.
When I'm dead?
Oh, you mustn't speak of that. It shan't be for many years when you're old and gray and surrounded by grandchildren.
Children. I'll never have children, I must say it.
Lucy, I don't think you should be getting up just yet.
Will you open the window? It's very close in here.
Of course.
No! Don't! The moon. Almost full. Why does it look so enormous?
An optical illusion, I suppose. Its position on the horizon.
It looks like a fat, bloody child.
Well, that's an odd way to put it, but it's good to see you laugh again.
Not again. Why, Arthur, I've never felt happier than I do right now. The
Really?
night air makes me feel so alive. I'm right. Full of your blood, I suppose.
Lucy, I don't think you should be getting up just yet. Come. Sit.
No! For God's sake, no!
What's happening? Oh my God, what's happening, Lucy?
No! Not for your living soul and hers.
Oh my God, what have I become?
Now, go to her. Take her hand.
No, don't touch me! Please, my good friend. Pardon and give him peace. Oh my God, what have I become?
September. Only it happened to the resolution that they lead an entry here tonight. I have never felt more low-spirited, more sick of the world and everything as I do now. I've returned to London, to my patients. Arthur was staying with Lucy every night at Whitby. Van Helsing's buried in the British Museum, researching something she'll only hint at. Arthur's good father finally gave up the fight and died. He had to leave Whitby immediately. He sent a telegram to both Van Helsing and I, but for nothing but cruel fate, either never arrived. Now all there is to do is blame the telegraphers and the hand of an indifferent God for little else to do.
Now, don't you worry, darling. I'm sure Dr. Seward will be here shortly, but I know exactly what to do. After all, I've been looking after you many a year now.
Mama, tell me stories like you used to when I was a little girl.
Goodness gracious, Lucy, you want me to think about things I haven't thought about in years.
Tell me about Father.
Really, Lucy?
Please, tell me about the day you met him.
All right, Lucy, fine. Your father, he was such a handsome man. Dark and handsome. You remember how I met him. It was a garden party. Was it 1856? Or no, 57? In any event, it was springtime, and everything imaginable was in bloom. It was a party for civil pride. Oh my, all together men were there, and so many including my father was a general, he was in civil pride. Lucy, what are you doing out of bed? Lucy,
Mama, it's you.
of course it's me, Lucy. Now get back to bed. Arthur and Dr. Seward would be very displeased. Perhaps I should let you try to sleep.
No, Mama, please just talk to me. Don't let me drink. Please just talk to me.
Okay, Lucy, calm down.
Tell me about Father. He was a soldier.
Yes, your father was in uniform and so handsome, so dark and handsome. He leaned ever so slightly on a walking stick. I still use that walking stick to this day. It makes me think of that beautiful spring day. Now, your father, he was so distant and mysterious, but civil crimes making a shameful play for him, so naturally. Oh my, what could that be?
Oh, no.
It's all right, Lucy. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Mama, no. No.
Letter from Mina Murray to Lucy Westenra, unopened by the deceased.
My dearest Lucy, it seems like an age since I have written, or indeed since I have heard from you, and I'm writing only a quick line here. I found my dear Jonathan in Budapest. Oh, so thin and frail and weak. Something awful has happened to him. He does not remember the details, or at least does not wish to remember them. He's kept a journal, which he given to me for safety. He tells me he does not intend to read it, and I intend to do the same, let our lives be anew from this moment. For Sister Agatha has sent for the Anglican mission chaplain, and we are to be married shortly. Oh, Lucy, in a few short weeks we shall be together again. My blessings and love to you, your dear mother, and Arthur.
Oh my God, what have I done? I never should have left for an instant. My God, what have I done?
It's not your fault. There's nothing you could have done. You've been a good friend, Jack.
I know she loves you.
Don't speak of it. Please.
She told me, and I know there's no friend in her heart closer than you. I don't know how to thank you for everything you've done for us. What am I going to do? The life thing's gone from me now.
Mr. Bumble, I'm glad you have come to see us. There are two subjects on which I must ask your permission. Perhaps I'm premature.
No, it's all right. It's been quite a week. What is it you want?
First, I have here some letters, papers and diaries that once belonged to Miss Costanza. Might I have your permission to study these?
Of course, but for whatever reason.
I have reason now for all I do. You have many years trusted me, John. As for you, Arthur, I can only ask that you learn to trust me in the dark and terrible days ahead. Let us not be three, but one in intent.
There was once another who spoke of 1 in 3, I believe, Doctor. No need for introductions, Dr. Seward. Lord Godalming. You are Lord Godalming now, are you not?
How do you know that, Renfield?
And Dr. Van Helsing. What any man shall say meeting one as great as Van Helsing. I make no apologies dropping on forms of conventional prefix. When one has revolutionized science and philosophy, conventional salutations only seem to limits. For here was a man not for an age, but for all time.
I thought your patients only quoted Hamlet, John.
To what base uses may be returned Horatio? Why not the imagination trace the noble dust of Alexander, could find him stopping a big on the hole? The imperious Caesar dead and turned to clay, to stop a hole, to keep the wind away.
I'm sorry, Doctor. I don't know how you got out this time.
Did you know, Doctor, clay and flesh hold many of the same characteristics?
How did you get here, Renfield?
Out the window, across the roof, and down the wall, of course.
Precipitous journey.
As is my life, my good doctor, friend, Taylor.
You are not a prisoner, Renfield.
That, Doctor, depends upon the vantage point. But Van Helsing, you see, the number 1 does not divide by 3. A schoolboy knows this, but 3 shall be 1. The Father, the Son. Don't you see he has many more than 3 lives? He has accumulated them over centuries. For you see, 3 is divisible by 1, not 1 by 3. Smaller lives add up to the greater life. See, a mistake made by a commonplace theologian is the assumption that the blood is life is merely metaphor for you, the great Van Helsing.
Renfield, it is time to say goodnight. Maxwell!
No! Surely you must understand, Van Helsing, the concept of the Trinity. It's exactly backwards. All life must be pulled into one greater life.
All right now.
No, stay away from me, all of you. The Eucharist is real, Van Helsing. This is my blood shed for you. Drink this, and you shall have eternal life.
How all occasions do inform against thee. My friend, as does the Prince Hamlet you quote, you dread only the something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns.
Doctor?
Come now. Ah! Damn you!
Let me see.
It is merely superficial.
There's much blood. Here, take this handkerchief.
The body is with the king, but the king is not with the body.
Give him a sedative and get him in a straitjacket!
Let's go, you.
Yes! Let my thoughts be bloody or be nothing worse. Good God. The blood is the life. The blood is the life. The blood is the life.
The Westminster Gazette, 25th of September. Headline, The Hampstead Horror.
Several unusual cases have emerged of small children straying from home or neglecting to return from their playing on the heath.
All the children are slightly torn or wounded in the throat. The wounds are that made by a rat or a small dog.
Further, the victims seem to be somewhat wounded or emaciated by the attack. Police are telling parents to keep a sharp lookout for any children in the area, and while the victims are too young to give a properly intelligible account of themselves, they commonly report being taken out onto the heath by a beautiful woman in white.
You read it?
Yes.
And And what do you think?
The same as our poor dear Miss Lucy.
And what do you make of it?
There's some common cause. Whatever did it to Lucy is doing it to them as well.
Ah, and darker there can be no doubt now.
No doubt. What?
You shall learn.
God sake, Van Helsing, what are you driving at? For weeks you've been hinting at something terrible.
Do you mean to tell me you have no idea as to what poor Miss Lucy died of?
Nervous prostration, extreme loss of blood.
And how is the blood lost?
I don't know.
You have a clever mind, friend John. You reason well and your wit is bold, but you are too prejudiced. It is the fault of our science which seeks to explain all, and when it explains not, says there is nothing to explain.
I am a rational man. I have no data or information to make a rational conjecture.
You think there is nothing in life that science cannot unlock?
Of course not, but
Does your science begin to answer the great mysteries of life and death?
no.
Can you tell me why, when most spiders die small and soon, that one great spider lived for centuries in the tower of an old Spanish church? Can you tell me how the Indian fakir made himself to die and be buried and to live again? Can you tell me why men believe in all ages and in all places that there be some who cannot die, the undead, the Nosferatu?
Nosferatu?
Professor, why are you doing this? You're making me mad.
I want you both to believe.
Believe what, Professor?
To believe in things you cannot. An American once so defined faith, that which enables us to believe in things we know to be untrue.
You want me to let go of all my experiences, all my prejudices, to believe something so strange I cannot rationally come upon it?
Always the good people. You would think then that the marks on the children's throats were made by the same that made the wounds in Miss Lucy's.
Yes!
Then you would be wrong.
Lord Van Helsing, what do you mean?
It is far, far worse. The wounds were made by Miss Lucy.
Are you mad?
Would I were. Madness be easy compared to truth like this.
We laid Lucy's rest not yet a week ago. I saw her body placed in the coffin. I saw her coffin placed in the mausoleum, and you expect me to believe such complete and utter nonsense.
I do not ask you to. Tonight I go to prove it. Dare you come with me?
Where?
To the churchyard at Kingstead, to the mausoleum of the Wissander family.
And what do you expect to find there?
The undead.
The undead!
Good Lord, Nicholson, you can't be serious.
I do not ask for now that you believe, only that you accompany me tonight. And when you see the undead, as I know you will allow me to do what I think is good.
Are you in earnest, Van Helsing, or is this some monstrous joke? Undead?
If I could spare you one pain, my friend, I would. Why is it that it has taken me so long to tell you this? Because I do not wish to give you pain.
What is it that you wish?
Tonight, I wish to drive a wooden stake through the heart of Miss Lucy.
Good Lord.
This is too much. Not for the world would I consent to the mutilation of that poor girl's body. What has she ever done to you that would make you want to dishonor her memory? I have a duty to protect her and find out I shall do it.
I too have a duty to do you, a duty to God, a duty to bring rest to a poor soul. All I ask is that you come with me tonight, that you look and listen. And if you do not then wish me to proceed, may God help us all.
I promised never to read Jonathan's journal of that fearful time in Transylvania, but because of the events of last night, I must break that promise. Jonathan and I went to the theater, a play by Mr. Pym. I was hoping to raise his spirits. As we left the theater, we walked through a seedy section of the handsome cabarets.
Oh, darling, want some company?
No, thank you.
Come on, love, I don't fight.
No, really.
What the hell?
Did you see? Did you see who it is?
No, dear, I didn't notice who.
It's him! My God, it's him!
Who, dear?
The Count! Oh my God, but he's grown so young. How can this be? Oh God, help me.
Jonathan, please, it's the fever.
He's here. He's here.
Jonathan, look at me. Stop it now.
I'm going mad. If only I knew I am going mad.
Jonathan!
graveyard just after 2, and over a low stone wall.
There was little light save for the moonlight through the rents of heavy clouds that scudded across the sky.
Extinguish the light now, please.
We'll need it to enter the tomb, won't we?
It shall not be necessary. It is almost dawn. We shall wait here. Out of the lore and experience of the ancients, I have learned of the undead. But there is much, so much more to know.
What are you doing, Professor?
I'm closing the tomb so that she may not enter.
And that's supposed to do it? Is this a game?
We could call it such.
What are you using?
The host. Miss Lucy is very young and is undead. She will have great respect for his powers of goodness. Now, we wait. We pray. Go.
Lucy?
Come to me, Arthur, and we can rest together.
Lucy?
Arthur, for God's sake!
Arthur.
Do not listen to them. Your blood is in my veins. It has wedded us. Now come, my husband.
Oh God, Lucy,
No. Answer me, my friend. I can see in my work.
Do as you will. There's no greater horror than this. Can this truly be she?
Yes. You see now, she is Nosferatu. But when we shall make her to rest as true dead, the soul of the poor dear lady we know and love shall be made pure. My friend, it shall be a blessed hand for her that strikes the blow that sets her free.
Tell me what I am to do.
This stake must be driven through her heart. When we begin the prayer for the dead, strike in God's name.
One moment, please.
Thank God, it's finally over.
Over, friend John. I'm afraid we've only just begun the greater task.
What do you mean?
To find the author of all this our sorrow, one, I fear, of great power, of many years and much wisdom, a king of vampires, and our soul's sworn duty must be to destroy him.
Professor, I'm ready.
Ah, so it ends and it begins. Lord, have mercy upon us.
Christ have mercy upon us.
Lord, have mercy upon us. For I am the resurrection and the life, saith the Lord, and he who believeth in me, though he were dead, shall never die. And he who liveth and believeth in me, yet he shall live. For as much as it hath pleased Almighty God in his wise providence to take out the world the soul of our deceased sister, we therefore commit her body to the ground, earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Jonathan Parker's Journal, October 6, 1892.
I thought never to write this journal again, but the time has come. A Dutch doctor who attended upon Lucy Rosenna after last, and has been studying her correspondence with the diaries, has almost seen Nina. She has given her an account of a fearful night in Castle Dracula.
Letter, Professor John Chusson to Abram Van Helsing.
As you suspected, he was indeed that Vlad Dracula, the great prince of Transylvania who won his name against the Turk in the 15th century. He is also called Vlad Tepes, which translates to Vlad the Impaler. He is said to have so murdered on sharpened poles more than 50,000 men, women, and children.
Who is said to be the most brilliant, cunning warrior of his time.
He can appear at will.
He has the strength of 20 men.
In the many base forms that worship him, the rat, the wolf, and the bat, he flourishes.
By replenishing his own life with
The bloodline of the living.
He's called Nosferatu, a perverse reflection of the Christ that dwells in hearts of men.
Letter. A Van Helsing to Dr. John Stewart.
You will maintain close and careful record of Mr. Renfield's activities and outbursts. There may be some clue to this Nosferatu we seek.
Oh, he is not dangerous, our aging Prince Hamlet, but we may well learn from him.
Personal memorandum of Lord Godalming.
Dr. Van Helsing has requested a meeting, board council of sorts, at Jack Stewart's sanitarium. She has prefaced this by sending us all the most extraordinary document. It's organized and typewritten by a dear friend of my poor Lucy, Miss Mina Murray, now Mrs. Jonathan Parker. It's an account taken from our diaries, journals, and letters, from newspaper clippings and articles, from ancient manuscripts of unimaginable horror and disgust.
For God's sake, Van Helsing, give me some small scientific rationale. How? Why?
How? Why? I know not how or why he is. My science cannot answer. Perhaps God only knows this answer.
If this is true, how are we to find him? Even if we do, we cannot possibly destroy
We
him.
are not without strength.
I am the one who has set this creature loose in the world.
Unwittingly, yes.
I am the only one of you to have seen him face to face. Stewart's right. He can't be destroyed.
No, Jonathan. The Nosferatu is not free. He is a prisoner. He must obey certain laws.
Law.
And these natural laws offer us weapons. He must not enter anywhere at the first unless someone of that household bid him come. His power ceases as do all evil things at the coming of the day. By daylight, he must return to the consecrated soil of his native earth. There are things we know afflict him, though he has no power, as the garlic, and things sacred such as this and a crucifix and the host. In their presence he takes his place far off and silent with respect.
Garlic? The host? For God's sake, you've never even seen him. I looked in the glass, where he cast no reflection, looked in his eyes, and the eyes of those women, Van Helsing, saw myself repeated in endless and obscene repetition for shame.
Jonathan, darling, please.
You can't just destroy him.
We know of the case with the stake driven through the heart.
That's absurd. Parker, with this arm, I drove a wooden stake into the still beating heart of the woman I love, a Nosferatu. And I saw her delivered. I saw her find peace.
We three have seen this, friend Jonathan. There is much we know.
But from that tower, when I saw all those boxes being carted at the gate, I knew.
The boxes! Jonathan, what's the name of the estate you transferred to Count Dracula?
I don't remember. No, Carfax.
Carfax Abbey? Good God, man, do you know what you're saying?
Isn't Carfax the estate?
Yes, no more than a mile across the heath.
My God.
Then we got it. Do you know for a fact he's there?
Mina, the frights. Where are the fright bills and custom declarations?
For God's sake, let's go and find out.
Wait, my impetuous friend. This is a terrible task we undertake. For if we fail, what is the end? Not merely to die, but to become as him. To us forever the gates of heaven shut, an arrow in the side of he who died for man. My friends, not the least of this creature's terror is in fact the dark lore, that this evil thing is rooted deep in all good. This is its great contradiction, the enigma of its being. To face the Nosferatu is to face a test for your soul. My friends, we are confronted with great grief. Must we shrink? I say no, but you.
I have nothing to live for from this creature's destruction.
There is no choice. I see it his work.
No evil, and not to act. Might that not be the greater evil?
50 cases of common earth for experimental use. Port of origin, Varna, shipped on the Demeter, landed after being carted by wagon to Carfax Abbey. Mina, are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine as chill. He's there.
How do we proceed?
You know that from Castle Dracula to Carfax Abbey are 50 boxes of earth. Our first step must be to ascertain if all remain, and that he has not removed any to another resting place.
And if they are also the Carfax?
We've sterilized his earth boxes so that in them this man that was cannot rest. We use the host as he saw me do at the tomb of Miss Lucy. Then we deal with this creature during God's day, when his powers are weak. There is no shame, whichever path we choose.
May God help us all.
Van Helsing marshaled us into the drawing room to complete preparations for the beginning of our quest. Mrs. Harker stays to continue her prodigious task of organizing all things that document this abomination, wishing nothing so much as nightmarish fantasy from the moment I drove that hammer on that wooden stake.
Oh, I'm afraid you frightened me.
Bradfield, what are you doing here?
You came back.
Yes, the pistol I keep in my desk. I'll read for Maxwell.
You're not the girl the doctor wanted to marry, are you? You can't be. She's dead.
No, I have a husband of my own. I am Mrs. Harker. Are you Mr. Enfield?
Yes, I am. You've heard of me.
Dr. Seward has spoken of you.
What are you doing here?
My husband and I are on a visit with Dr. Seward.
And don't stay.
Why ever not?
How did you know I wanted to marry someone?
What an asinine
I
question.
don't see that at all, Mr. Enfield.
He knows all your... You, of course, understand, Mrs. Harker, when one is as respected and honored as is our host. Anything regarding him is of interest to our little community. Dr. Seward is loved not only by his friends, but by some of his patients, of whom you wouldn't exactly call in mental equilibrium. Why, I myself am an instance of a man who held a strange belief. I believed that life was a positive and perpetual entity, or not. Though through what I believed, I relied, of course, on the scriptural phrase, for the blood is the life. Do you believe that, Mrs. Parker? The blood is the life. Do you believe that?
I'm a Christian, Mr. Enfield.
I know a hawk from a handsaw. The blood is indeed the life. Oh, the truism of the phrase has been vulgarized by its acceptance as mere symbol. The Eucharist is real. Not symbol, not ritual, not metaphor. I know one who has lived many lives. No. No, I won't. No, no!
Oh, I'm sorry, Doctor. Mrs. This one seems to be able to decipher a pack and wall. He's nothing but a harmful loony.
Come up, Mr. Enfield.
I understand.
It's all right. No harm.
Doctor, I must ask you, no, implore you to allow me to leave this place tonight. Leave? I'm not able to give you the whole of my reasons, but I assure you they are sound, selfish, and spring from the highest sense of duty.
Why can you not give me these reasons?
I am not my own master in this matter. There's divinity that shapes our ends.
Maxwell.
Please, doctor! You don't know whom you treat. I all you hold sacred. Take me out of this place and save my soul.
Maxwell!
Don't you see? I am sane and earnest now. I am not some lunatic and a not fit, but a sane man fighting for his soul.
Jack, we must leave now, yeah?
Yes,
Doctor?
good night, Enfield.
Mrs. Harker.
Good night, Mr. Enfield. I hope to see you again under more pleasant auspices.
Good night, dear Mrs. Harker. I pray God I never see your sweet face again. May He bless and keep you.
Our little search party set forth. It is a dread to me that Mina is involved in this business at all. But it is due to her brains, energy, and diligence that the story to date has been compiled in such a way that every point tells. Now, the work is complete, and pray to God that she will be safe. We crossed the heath and kept to the shadow of the house as we approached the house.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, we enter.
My God, it looks as if this place hasn't been inhabited for years.
Not by the living in any event.
My friends, we must guard ourselves. You have each the body of our Lord on his cross. With this, we may keep the monster at bay. Now, something for each. It is the transubstantiated body of our Lord, handled with great reverence. You know this place, Jonathan, or have at least seen maps. Where do we begin?
Jonathan?
Yes. Look for a staircase leading down to the underground chapel.
I can't quite recall how I fell asleep last night. I remember hearing a distant gunshot at what sounded like loud and tumultuous praying coming from Mr. Renfield's room,
My God, what's that?
which must be somewhere very close to mine.
In the name of God the Father, I command thee, son of Satan, reveal thyself!
I remember hearing the sudden barking of dogs.
There, look!
There was a silence over everything. A silence so profound I got up and looked out of the window. All was dark, black shadows thrown by the moonlight, full of silent mystery.
Something has left us. Do you feel?
Nothing seemed to be stirring,
Yes. Yes, I do.
but all to be grim and fixed as death.
Curious.
So that a thin streak of whiteness crept with an almost imperceptible slowness across the heath towards the house, seemed to have a sentience and vitality of its own.
Professor, the stairs, over here.
The light seemed to diminish until it was nothing but a tiny red spark. As I watched, it seemed to divide and look upon me as if two glowing red eyes.
Master, Master, you will welcome me now to the house. I bring you life, eternal life.
Life, Master, you bring me alive.
I have sent you fast fuzzy flies to steal the sapphire from your rings. And at night I sent you the bloated moth with death's head on his back. Let me enter.
Master, I cannot.
Hundreds, thousands upon thousands of rats I will bring you, and each and every one alive.
The blood is the life.
The blood is the life. I bring you lives, bigger lives, filled with years of red blood in every speck. I give you eternity.
The blood is the life.
Blood is the life. Welcome me. Welcome me. Open.
Blood. Master, you bring me the sacrament of blood.
Sacrament of blood, yea. Lives I give you, and many more and greater throughout all centuries, if you shall fall down and worship me.
Enter through me, Lord and Master.
Over here, there's another passage. Sam, there's no more boxes here.
33 boxes. 17 missing.
We've searched everywhere. They must be somewhere else.
So far, our knife has been eminently successful.
What?
No harm has come to our persons, as I feared may be, and we have ascertained how many earth boxes are missing.
But how are we going to find them?
The same way we found these.
And how is that?
Well, 50 boxes were shipped directly to Carfax, correct?
Yes, you have shown us this.
17 have been taken elsewhere. You know that. He didn't carry them himself. Then who? Willard and his sons carted them here from Whitby. Willard or another freight company have taken 17 elsewhere. And somewhere, there's an invoice, a bill of lading, or a workman who remembers.
Excellent, Jonathan. Let us begin the next leg of our journey tomorrow. For tonight is enough done. But now I think we say check to the Black King in this chess match we play for human souls.
The house was silent when we got back last night, save for a low moaning coming from the patient's quarters. I found Mina asleep, breathing so softly that I had to put my ear down to hear it. We all slept past noon. Mina, even later. I've made a list of every freight company in Greater London. We split it in two. I am off the top of the first half, Lord Godalming the second. Van Helsing and Seward remain at Carfax to keep certain that no more earth boxes are removed. They also wish to further interview the patient Renfield as well.
Tell me, Renfield, have you no more interesting flies?
The fly, the fly, dear sir, has one striking feature. Its wings are typical of the aerial powers of the psychic faculties. The ancients did well in that type of soul as a butterfly.
Ah, so the soul is what interests you.
No, I want no souls. I have no use for souls. Life is all I want. Though I'm pretty indifferent about it at present. You must find a new patient, doctor, if you wish to study zoology.
You have no use for souls? I guess you're a god now.
Far be it from me to arrogate to myself and tribute to the deity. If I may state my intellectual position, I am somewhat of the station Enoch, occupied spiritually.
And why Enoch?
Because he walked with God.
The devil hath power to assume a pleasing shape.
I know many things. I care about very little, however.
So you don't want more lives and you don't want more souls. Why not?
Oh, I want no souls. I used it if I had them, and doctor, what is a life? What is it about, after all? I have friends. Good friends.
Friends? Renfield? What do you mean by that?
Ah, our beautiful Wilhelmina.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Van Helsing. I just want to retrieve my notes. I hope I'm not disturbing you.
Not at all, Madam.
Doctor, I'd like to go back to my room now, please.
In a moment, Renfield.
I don't care for sickly people. I like them with lots of blood. I told you about the importance of lives once. You didn't understand.
I'll go back to my room. My presence seems to unsettle him.
That might be for the best.
I want no souls on my conscience. Heavens, I've got enough grief and enough pain to deal with without the weight of a big soul on me.
He fears the burden of the soul, a human soul. Hopefully that leads to terrible sleep.
No, John, I understand this man. Use every man after his deserting who should escape with him.
Doctor, let me go back to my room now. I need to think. I must think. And to pray. Pray. Doctor, you have been very kind to me. A poor madman. Please forgive me. Please forgive me.
Of course.
My words fly up, my thoughts remain below. Words without thoughts, never to heaven go.
I cannot share Van Helsing's seeming concern about Renfield. His behavior stirs a deep unease within me. After our interview, I decided to go check on him, where, to my surprise, I found him happily singing a song of Thespes from 12th night, I believe. He had spread sugar out on the windowsill as of old, and the flies were verging the dawn. Buds, great one.
Mina, we got him.
Got him what you need.
Arthur received this letter from his father Kidney Friars. As per your inquiry, 6 large boxes carted from Carfax Abbey to 347 Piccadilly, 6 also to 197 Chicksend Street, Mile End, Newtown, 5 to Jamaica Lane, Bermondsey, September 7th last, order made by 4 noblemen, signed your lordships, humble servants, etc., etc. Extraordinary the power of the title, eh?
Oh, Jonathan, thank God.
At last, perhaps this awful nightmare is over.
Darling, it's wonderful to see you look so strong again.
For months I was tortured with dread and terrible half-dreams, as if all my will had been sucked out of me. Sometimes even still, But now, to think that I am not mad.
Jonathan, let the others go against him.
No, I won't be free until I see him destroyed. I must join Van Helsing and the others downstairs. Will you come?
No, don't go.
No, really, I must.
Stay, just for a moment. Hold me, just for a moment.
What is it?
I don't know. I can't.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know. Oh, please just hold me.
Of course, darling. It's over.
Rise, Jonathan Harker. Your thoughts are my thoughts.
Master, please don't take any more life from her.
Leave us.
I want no souls on my conscience. Not her.
You have served your purpose.
Jonathan!
Silence! A word and I shall dash and break down before you. It is not the first time you have looked. So you, like the others, would play your brains against mine. You have helped these men hunt me. Now they shall know what it is to cross my path. While they played wits against me, I took you. You, their best beloved one, are now to be flesh of my flesh, in my bountiful winepress, for a while. Later on, you shall be my companion, my helper for all eternity, and I shall give them to you, one by one, to fill your need. You have aided these men, now you shall heed my call. When my brain says come to you, you shall cross land or sea, do my bidding. And to that end this.
Break it down. What? Break it down, I said. My God, what have I done?
Professor, you see her. I'll see him. Jonathan, you've been drugged. Is she alive?
He's been to her.
Jonathan, wake up, man, wake up.
What's happening? Steward, tell me. Mina! Oh my God!
Jonathan!
Oh, thank God. Van Helsing, save her. It cannot have gone too far yet. Guard her while I look for him.
No! Stay with these friends who will protect you. Do not fear, Madam Mina. We are all here now. We shall both be safe. Let us be calm and take counsel together.
What if I'm clean? I'm clean!
No, no, not you, never you. May God punish me if I ever believe it to be so. Jack, what is over here?
His neck is broken.
Now perhaps we'll know the heart.
What was he doing here?
He didn't want his soul on his conscience.
My God. He has opened his house to the Nosferatu.
That's impossible!
I don't mean he opened a door, he opened his mind. No, you're right, Jack. A door in his mind opens and the Nosferatu is invaded. But perhaps that means one can journey both ways through this door? Gentlemen, we have much work to do. First, a painful task at home. Radamina.
Yes, Professor.
My poor dear Bertie. I may later ask permission to hypnotize you. But for now, I need you to tell us exactly what happened.
Van Helsing!
If God wills we are to deliver our friend from endless night, one of our sole strengths is our wisdom. I am sorry. Hold my hand, Mama.
Jonathan and I were sitting here. You all were downstairs. At once, there was a heaviness in the air that made my skin crawl. It felt as if a wet mist was enveloping me, and 1,000 cold fingers touched my body.
As she was telling her story, so like that of my poor Lucy, the eastern sky began to quicken. She clasped her husband's hand tightly throughout. Parker sat still and silent,
My God, what have I done?
as the awful narrative
The stupid question is
continued.
that
Over his
it's
face
not
came a gray look.
Let not Satan
I
have
stood out against the call.
As I must do something or go mad, I write this diary. I write it every chance I get, for I must not stop to think. Mina told me with tears running down her cheeks that it is in trouble and trial that our faith is tested, that we must keep on trusting.
I ask and answer, Lord!
For God will aid us in the end.
Renfield's death weighs heavily upon me. He gave us every conceivable opportunity to save him and Mrs. Parker from this horrible fate. Yet my mind simply would not make the leap from this blinding rush now.
God help us.
I feel deeply this monster.
God help us.
Will not be defeated with such a
Of
fate.
this I am sure.
God help us.
The sun rises today on no more miserable house in all of its great round of its daily course. God help us.
Not an answer, only silence. Has the time come, O Lord, as foretold, that the evil one must walk the earth?
You must make me a full partner now in all that you do. There is nothing can bring me more pain than I suffer. What happens can only bring me peace.
Radamina, it is good you are not afraid.
Not for myself, for my mind is made up. If I find myself, and I shall watch carefully, any sign of harm to those that I love, I will take my life.
No.
You would not kill yourself.
I would.
My God, Mina.
Mina, you must not die. Until the other who has found your sweet life is true dead, you must not
You
die.
mean I must endure this horror forever and it may leave me?
My child, there are men here who would die to save you. Mock not their love.
What have I done? What have I done to deserve this?
You must fight death himself, though he come to you in pain or joy. On your living soul I charge you. Your courage, Madamina, will give us strength to do what is next.
And what is that, Professor?
The sun that rose on our sorrow this morning guides us in its course. Thus, we have the remainder of the day to seek out his lairs, sterilize them, and drive them to there.
I cannot leave Mina.
We need you, Jonathan. We have 4 houses to search, many earth boxes to destroy, and only a few hours in which to do so. Madamina will be quite safe here during the daylight, and we shall return by sunrise. I myself have prepared her chamber by the placing of holy things which we know he respects.
All right, Jonathan.
Now, have regard yourself. On your forehead, I place the body of our Lord Jesus Christ. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Mina, darling, what is it?
It's burned her.
My God! My God, must I bear this?
It might be you have to bear that mark long until God himself see fit, but surely as we live, he will lift that scar. I had great doubt before that he had abandoned us to this evil one, but I see now his oh so painful mark, his power, our power against the vampire.
To one thing I've made up my mind. Should we find that Mina should become Nosferatu, she will not go to that terrible and unknown land alone.
As we entered Carfax, it was the same as on our first occasion.
It is hard to believe that so prosaic surroundings of neglect and dust and decay could lead to such horrible fears we already knew.
My friends, we now sterilize this earth, but he has brought from a far distant land to such fell use. He has chosen this land because it has been holy. Thus, we defeat him with his own weapon, as we make it more sacred still. I hereby consecrate this land with the body of our Lord Jesus Christ, and do hereby proclaim that he who has despoiled this land for such fell use, here and ever after, anathema. Lord have mercy.
Christ have mercy.
Lord have mercy.
We treated each of the great boxes the same way, leaving them to all appearance.
33 boxes from the old chapel at Carfax.
5, and the seemingly abandoned 7, Jamaica Lane, Vermont Sea.
The stench of corruption in each seemed to grow and began attaching itself to our clothing.
Lord have mercy.
Christ have mercy.
Lord have mercy in the name of the Father, the Son.
The scent, almost living, parasite,
The air became thick with dust.
no swirling face.
Filters from rotten curses.
Each box, the lid is prized off.
The nails creak.
The body tenses.
Lord have mercy.
Christ have mercy.
Lord have mercy in the name of the Father, the Son.
What ancient terror lies within?
The air is heavy and still.
Every box releases a foul presence.
Today has become an obscene grace over the 4 corners of London.
In which the sun is both ally and curse.
Finally,
Piccadilly,
a narrow cobblestone courtyard.
A short flight of steps.
Lord the dawn forces the door.
Lord have mercy.
Christ have mercy.
Lord have mercy in the name of the Father, the Son.
The house is grim and silent.
More boxes.
Foul earth.
Only 4 boxes. There must be 6.
The sweet, nauseating scent of fresh blood here.
The sun hangs low and ominous on the horizon.
A back room.
Bolted.
The door splinters.
Lord have mercy.
Christ have mercy.
Look! It's the woman he was following. I told you, he's had her here for weeks.
No, please, don't. Don't.
It's all right, child. It's all right. That's the marks on her throat. Same as the others.
Keeps her here?
An obscene, bloated cat playing with a crippled mouse.
There's one more here. That's 5. In the whole house, only 5.
33 Carfax Abbey.
6 at Mile and 5 more to Nick Lane.
And only 5 here.
You searched the entire house.
Everywhere. It's simply not here.
We has counted.
No.
My God, Mina. I must get back to Mina.
No, wait.
But it's almost sunset.
Nina is not in danger now. Think. We have safeguarded her with all things holy. We cannot let her go.
He's destroyed all of our precautions before.
Not now. Not tonight. We will find her guarded. He will sneer at our efforts as unworthy of his might. He has great patience. He will think he can return at another time when we have relaxed our guard. Besides, there's someone else who can serve his needs tonight.
This one?
Yes, poor creature.
I have no choice but to trust you, Van Helsing. But my God, if anything should happen to me now.
Our only hope now is to destroy this monster.
The light through the shuttered windows died with the guttering candle. Van Helsing allowed no lamp. We took positions. Seward sat with the poor accursed woman who sat in the corner like a wounded animal. Parker sat tense and motionless. 48 hours ago, he was a youthful, energetic man, full of purpose. Now he's a haggard old man with hollow burning eyes and grief written across his face.
For many hours, Van Helsing spoke in soft words of matters that seemed utterly inconsequential to the awful task at hand. Her Amsterdam gardens, filled with so many varieties of tulips. Her years with the church. Her travels around Europe as a young woman. And later, stories of her family, whose early death had left her so alone. It wasn't until after she stopped speaking that I realized the beneficent purpose of warding off the silence that now pervaded the house.
Now he comes. To your places.
Van Helsing.
Ah, so we finally meet Count Dracula. I have awaited this moment.
The great Van Helsing.
You know of me.
Who does not know of Van Helsing? In my native lands, I have studied your treatises upon metaphysics for many years. I know much of you.
And I of you. Vlad Tepish.
Ah, you are very wise, Van Helsing. One who's not yet lived even one lifetime. Tell me, do you think to destroy me with these symbols of a dead god held in hands that tremble with mortal fear?
Symbols of goodness and truth held by righteous men who, yes, tremble in fear of such great evil, but swerve not from their purpose.
You think to cross with me? Me, who has lived for centuries.
Your centuries have reached their end.
We have destroyed your earth boxes, and we will hold you here till the sun robs you of your power.
Ah, how clever. The weak want to be like the sun. How confident it makes you feel that the night belongs to me, Doctor. To me.
Jonathan, Arthur, for God's sake, resist!
You, Van Helsing, you of all our minds match with me. You might be one who understands.
I understand all too well.
So you know then, philosopher, there is no good. There is no evil. There is only life and the absence of life, and death may be as life.
I know evil when I see it.
Is the wolf of the forest who preys upon the fawn evil?
Urdug, I believe you know the name of your native tongue meaning Satan.
You are weak as that God you think you serve. I thought you were one who understood, but you will serve me all the same. Come to me. Yes, you took your first steps for me when you left your order. Since then you have sought none but me. Complete your journey. You are mine.
Credo che non Dio, Domino, Gesum, Christum!
Ah! You fools! You think to baffle me. You have taken from me one who I loved. One who loved me. Yours was the hand who did it. I gave her life, eternal life, and you robbed it from her, robbed her from me. Vile, obscene, Mr. Harker, Jonathan.
I should have destroyed you the moment I saw you.
How simple your mind is, Mr. Harker. There are many paths through the forest, many mysteries of which you shall never taste. Have you taught these children nothing, Van Helsing? Simple truth known to the ancients, that man may become God.
Christ have mercy on your soul.
I owe a debt of gratitude to you, Mr. Harker. If you had not returned me to my native land, I may never have received such bountiful a gift as the sweet taste of the flesh of your wife.
No!
Did you know she has tasted of me also? She shall serve me well. I shall place her above the rest.
No!
No, Jonathan!
You fools! Arrogant fools! You think you have left me better place to rest, but I have more. Search as you will, but you will never find me. I shall sleep in my earth box for centuries. My revenge is just begun. The women you love are mine already, and through them you and others shall yet be mine. My jackals when I wish to feed, my servants to do my bidding. Hear my prophecy.
All is lost.
No, Jonathan. Notwithstanding his brave words, he fears us. Of this I'm sure. Let us return to Madamina, for all we can do here now is done. But let us not despair. There is but one more earth box, and we shall find it and destroy it. All may yet be well.
Esther. This poor creature, she's dead. We must leave.
Yes. We must free her from his unholy claim.
Mina! Mrs. Harker.
Bring the professor. I need to speak with her immediately.
What?
Please, just bring her.
Are you all right?
Jonathan, I want you to keep something in mind throughout this dreadful time. I know you must destroy him, but do not let it be a work of hate.
May God let him into my hands for just a moment, and I will see him cast into the deepest pit of hell.
No! In the name of God, don't say such things. Perhaps one day I too may need such babies, and someone like you will pray to me.
How can you possibly speak of his suffering?
I know it, Jonathan. I know it only too well. It sometimes feels like an old corner of my brain is growing like a cancer. I know these things, Jonathan. I know many ancient things. I must be very careful with them.
Madamina, you called for me, yeah?
I want you to hypnotize me before dawn. This is a time I feel I can speak freely. Be quick, for the time is short.
Where are you?
I do not know. Sleep has no place to call itself.
What do you see?
Nothingness. All is dark.
What do you hear?
Water? Waves?
You're on a ship.
Yes, a ship.
What else do you hear?
Yes, a ship.
What else do you hear?
Feet? Footsteps? A large chain being dragged across.
The anchor.
Yes. What are you doing?
I am still. Oh, so still. Still as to death.
God be thanked. Madamina, I cannot guess at the strength it took you to drive yourself through his mind like that, but he's made a great mistake now.
Yes, but a ship? Where?
He takes his last earth box aboard the ship and leaves the land.
All the inquiries made on every wharf in London.
Jonathan, Dr. Van Helsing, I would like to ask you two things.
What is it?
First, that you will take me with you and pursue him.
No, Mrs. Harker, you mustn't.
Mina!
You must. I am changing. You must hypnotize me what is useful to you. You must watch me closely, and when you are convinced, I'm lost. You will kill me, so that I'm done to flesh. You must make me this promise. You, my dear friends, could free my soul today as it did Lucy's. But I leave here at hope of eternal peace, and go out to face perhaps the foulest thing the world may hold. Because I know that this thing of darkness will sweep for centuries only to return to people the earth with a race of creatures whose path lies not through life, but through death.
Vladimir, it is only your strength and goodness we wish to serve.
I have one more request. I would like you to read the burial service over now.
No, Mina, death is far away.
Death is closer to me in this moment than if the weight of the grave lay upon you. Read it. We may all be here in prison for the last time.
A Russian, the Serena Catherine, the only ship bound by the Black Sea, cargo for Constantinople. Here it is. Martin.
We left the Thames a week ago, wrapped in the thickest fog I've ever seen.
A week ago? Who's ever lived?
Yes, that's right, sir. A week ago.
Crew was spooked by something. Yeah.
I shall not want. The cargo manifest was tomorrow. Lie down and breathe in past.
It'll take you 2 weeks. We can cross that on land in 5 days.
But how do we know he's going to Varna, Jack?
He's returning to his native soul.
But how can you know that? He shipped 50 boxes to London. He could have shipped hundreds more to any port from Marseille to Sebastopol.
We will know. Mrs. Parker will know.
Now, what if she should fail us?
She will not.
But what if she does?
She will not fail us.
With you.
We left Charing Cross that morning. In Paris that same night.
Secure berths on the Orient Express. Yeah. Surely, goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life.
And I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
Crossing the Danube, I am shaken with horrid memories of a journey I never thought to retrace.
The lethargy grows upon Mrs. Parker.
She sleeps fitfully during the day, sits silently at the window through the night.
Her reflection of ghastly pale in the window of the railway carriage.
Blood of my blood, flesh of my flesh.
In the morning she wakes. It is then her Van Helsing tries to get
Come to me. Come.
Where are you? I do not know.
Blood
All
of
is
my
dark,
blood,
peaceful, and
flesh
still.
of my flesh. Come to me. Come.
Slight change of cranial size.
Peaceful as death.
Perceptible lengthening of the incisors.
Peaceful as death.
Moves of the throat refusing to feel.
As death. Death.
Mrs. Parker? What do you see? Mrs. Parker!
Van Helsing, what's happening? We're losing her.
No, where are you? Where are you?
Mina, my God!
Others. Others, I know them.
Others?
Others? Mrs. Parker? Tell me, please try to tell me.
Sisters. I know them. Centuries. I've known them.
Sisters? That baptism of blood he gives her makes her mind free to go many places. Adamina, let your thoughts sink back to the ancient ones.
Ah! Sister! Sister! Blood! Sister! Blood of the Master! Sister!
My God,
the
it's
Master is at hand!
Through the others, Adamina. Pull your thoughts through the others to the Master.
Blood of the Master! The Master is at hand! Sister! 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 The Master is at hand! The Master is at hand!
Where are you? Where is the Master?
Gallants!
That's 200 miles up the coast of Varna. We'll never catch up to him.
Water! Nearby land! The Master is at hand!
Water? Where? Back at sea?
Not back at sea. The Master is at hand. But water.
The Spritzer!
The Bishop's river is navigable up to the mouth of the Corgo Pass. He's traveling by the river.
Arthur, how many hours did you rest?
About 2, I think.
We will leave the train there. Travel by horse or carriage. On foot if it must be.
Lord Godalming purchased weapons and supplies from the king. He hired a team and carriage. No driver could be found. We drove ourselves.
There was such a heaviness in the air, we remained silent for most of the journey.
Howling wolves. An early snow brings them down from the hills.
I fear deeply for Mrs. Harker. She will not take food. She speaks only in trance now. God grant her another passing of the day, and we shall free her from this horror.
We reached the mouth of the Borgo, made our camp, and waited.
Jack,
What? What's the matter with the horses?
they held up here in the clear.
Wolves?
A pack. They're moving closer. My God, listen to them. Professor,
What is it?
A pack of wolves.
He is nearby.
Mina! No, my God!
shall I take a shot at them?
I'm afraid it will do no good. They are not the true danger. Jack, take the host, crumple it in a circle on the ground, and circle the 5 of us.
Arthur, step back towards the fire.
No. Oh my God! No!
Keep Jonathan in the circle!
What? What's that sound?
Do as I say, get into the circle now!
Sister, sister, blood, sister, blood of the master, the master of that man.
Here you will be safe.
Let me go! Sister, come to us. Sister, sister, master, is that here?
Here you will be safe.
Master, here for you, here for you. You fool, that's not the same as sister, well done.
The master.
The hideous night faded to a gray dawn. Van Helsing was unable to wake Mrs. Harker. She will not survive another night. Harker is a shell of himself. He will not survive her loss.
We made camp under a cleft near Castle Dracula. Our position gave us a clear view of its only entrance. The wind blew violently through the pass. The Carpathian winter is coming.
It is as cold as death. Van Helsing grew silent.
Almost at sunset.
Arthur, over there.
Peasants?
4, I think.
Only a cart.
Professor Harker?
With a box on it, one of his boxes is the last. It's him! Now's our only chance.
Wait till they are close. Then, shoot to kill.
Holt, an Feuer. Ja, auch danach haben sie kein Feuerkerl gemacht.
Now! Hurry, no!
Now, quickly, the sun is setting.
The sun is almost gone, the sun! Arthur! Oh my God, Arthur!
Now, do it now, now, now!
There's nothing for me now. Look, God is merciful. You see?
Arthur. Oh my God, Arthur.
Is he gone? Yes.
In the name of the Father, Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
These yellowing pages have now sat for ages in a safe box at the Bank of England. We ask no one to accept these pages as truth. We offer no proofs. We ask none to believe us. But what we may say is that a year to the day after the destruction of this ancient Nosferatu, on the anniversary of the death of our good and brave friend, Arthur Homewood, Mina Murray Harper gave birth to a son, Arthur Lucas Harper, in whose bright eye we daily see the truth of God's mercy. We ask none to believe us. You have only my word before God, and the knowledge in the ancient part of your own brain that what has occurred is pure and simple truth.